Hi, I'm Brett Kahn with the John Birch Society local chapter here in the Victor Valley, and you are watching the Truth Teller Show.
What's up, everybody? James Roberts, the Truth Teller here for newscaller.com. I'm in the city of Victorville. I was invited to an event by jbs.org in regards to Agenda 21 and the Second Amendment. Got a special guest in-house. I snatched him up real quick, Mr. Assemblyman Tim Donnelly. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, James.
Well, welcome to the show. Thank you. Very good.
I like the name of it, Truth Teller.
Absolutely, the truth. You only, and my audience expect only the truth.
Yeah.
Well, all right, let's go ahead and get into it. Got to give a shout out to Mr. Donnelly. He's the only politician so far that has had the guts to come on the Truth Teller Show, because you know we're going to be real and direct today on this interview. If you have not read a book, there was a book written several years ago by Rosa Corey, Behind the Green Mask, and she alluded to one of the vehicles that was being used to implement Agenda 21 was via the redevelopment agencies in the cities in the state of California. That's just a general comment for me. Mr. Assemblyman, with Governor Brown shutting down the redevelopment agencies, what do you think is going to be one of the new vehicles to implement?
Well, you know what they're doing? They're continually crafting policies to drive people out of the rural areas and into urban stack and pack.
Okay.
And for instance, we're finding out that on Monday, the fire tax that they implemented, and I found that very interesting. They hit all the rural areas with that.
Right.
And I think that was designed to motivate people to look toward more urban, settings where you're not going to be taxed for it.
Sure.
Well, now they're going to transfer that tax to insurance. So everywhere they look, they're looking to tax, because they know when you tax something, it changes the behavior, as well as outright outlaw certain types of behavior. And on the dais at a committee the other day, there was a Democrat Assemblyman from Los Angeles who came right out and said that we are crafting policies to drive you off of the farmland. We don't want you to live there.
Okay.
We want you to live in the urban settings. Then they went into how the urban settings can't sustain their own water supply. They can't sustain their own sewage treatment. And so they have to go out to the farmlands and dump all their sewage. And I thought, well, basically you're telling us our lifestyle isn't sustainable because you don't want us to live here, and you're crafting policies to drive us to live the way you want us to live, and then you tell us that the way you live is unsustainable.
Right.
So in their own words, I think they contradict themselves, and people are catching on to this.
Sure. Now let me go ahead and cut you off on that. I'm a Ron Paul guy. I'm on the libertarian side of the Conservative Party. Every conservative function I go to, there's a new N-word in town. Are you familiar with the N-word? No?
Nullification?
No, it's a better one than that. It's neocon. I just have to throw that one in.
Geez.
Every time, I'm serious, every time I hear that word, it has just a negative vibe to it. Don't answer it. That was just my comment. That's for me. You could use it on your show if you like. Just give me some run. I'm the truth teller. Now, let's move on to the Second Amendment.
But neocon's not a new word. I think we got to stop fighting with each other and start fighting the enemy out there, the people who are trying to take away our freedom. And one of the things I'm doing, I spoke at the Libertarian rally just before their convention yesterday.
Is that right?
Absolutely, because
Okay.
the problem with the Republican Party is it's too small. We need to build out the movement.
Sure.
And we need to get more people involved and more people aware and more people alert to what's going on so we can fight it. And it doesn't matter if you agree with me on 100% of the issues.
Right.
If you're with me on 20% or 40% or 80%,
we're good.
Great.
Reagan said that.
As long as we are absolutely unified on defending freedom, as long as we understand that the purpose of power is not to give me a better life and enrich me as an elected official, but it is to increase the freedom of all individuals who essentially are my master.
Right.
Because
I agree
we
with that.
rule at the consent of the governed. That
Right.
is a foundational concept in the Declaration of Independence. That's what we need to be talking about. We need to get over all this business of what we don't agree on and start defending these first principles that made this country the greatest country on the face of the earth, where you and I are the kings of our own destiny. We are sovereigns.
Sure. I
We are
agree with
not
that.
subjects.
Now let me go ahead and let's hopefully on this last couple of questions can get you some more unity within the party. Let's move to Second Amendment. Right now, a lot of the Democrats up in Sacramento is making a move on the guns. Right now, I personally don't think they're going to get them, but the Trojan horse is the background checks in regards to the ammo. Do you have any comments on that?
Absolutely. What they're doing with the background checks on the ammo, then the permit, that's what, $50, and then you have a bullet tax. This is a backdoor way. It's essentially a poll tax on your Second Amendment right to self-defense.
Right.
And the Supreme Court has already said that if you infringe, or if you make it so expensive that the average individual can't exercise their Second Amendment, then that's an infringement. Right. And I think ultimately what this is going to do is cost the state of California a lot of money. Not that we have it to combat this, because it will be challenged all the way up to the Supreme Court.
Well, I hope so.
This is an unprecedented assault on our right, an absolute God-given constitutional right to defend ourselves and our freedom from tyranny. That's what the Second Amendment's all about. It says right in there, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state shall not be infringed.
All right, and my final question to you, sir. Thank you for being on the show, by the way. I'm James Roberts, the Truth Teller. Let's move to immigration. If someone is here illegally but has a legal child who has had a child in the state of California, should they be pulling down welfare?
If you look, the whole purpose of our immigration policy at one time was to keep people from becoming a public charge. We have a massive problem with our immigration system. It would take hours to go through. The bottom line is we need to begin addressing this.
Okay.
And we should want everyone to, I want everyone who is in this country to be here legally and be here lawfully so they can be 100% participant. I don't believe in someone being a half citizen.
Sure.
We've already been through that in this
absolutely.
country, and that's a dark day in our history. So we have one system. I think people need to respect that, but we do need to make it easier to bring people in. But I'm not interested in people coming here to get on welfare. I'm interested in people coming here to work and take advantage of freedom. Not become dependent on the government, because that's a dead-end road.
All right, now, I don't want any bad emails about that's a racist question, anything like that. Look, my mother's Mexican. These are real questions that we got to ask our elected politicians. My name is James Roberts, for Mr. Tim Donnelly, the Assemblyman who had enough guts to come on the Truth Teller Show. Peace.
My pleasure, Beyond. Godspeed.